Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well, who teach well, and a sincere salutation to all the occupants pushing the truth toward the four winds of the earth, waking up the hopeful elect. Coming at you another lesson, Lord willing to be edifying. Short lesson. This is about an interview with a guy named Aaron Russo about feminism was created to destabilize society, and he also talking about the RFID microchip. But the title that the lesson started out with is feminism was created to destabilize society, meaning to put women's over the men in the household, to give women power basically. And this is what Satan did with Eve in the garden when he told her that she'll be like God. So giving women power, making them equal to men, and being rulers of the house. So Lord's willing to be edifying.
Well, one of the things they told me was that he was at the house one night, and we were talking, and he started laughing. He said, "Aaron, what do you think women's liberation was about?" And I said, I had pretty conventional thinking about it at that point. I said, I think it's about women having the right to work, getting equal pay with men, just like they won the right to vote, you know? And he started to laugh. He said, "You're an idiot." And I said, "Why am I an idiot?" He said, let me tell you what that was about. We, the Rockefellers, funded that. We funded women's lib, you know? And we're the ones who got all of the newspapers and television, the Rockefeller Foundation. He says, and you want to know why? He said, there were two primary reasons. And they were, one reason was we couldn't tax half the population before women's lib. And the second reason was, now we get the kids in school at an early age. We can indoctrinate the kids how to think. Because it breaks up the family. The kids start looking at the state as the family, as the school, as the officials, as their family, not as the parents teaching them. And so those are the two primary reasons for women's lib, which I thought up to that point was a noble thing. You know, when I saw their intentions behind it, where they were coming from when they created it, the thought of it, I saw the evil behind what I thought was a noble venture.
Aaron, did you know that Gloria Steinem, in one of her own books, now admits the CIA funded this magazine?
No, I had no idea about that. No, I never heard that.
We're going
The CIA funded this magazine?
Funded this magazine with the stated goal of taxing women and breaking up the family.
No kidding. I never heard that. Well, Nick told me. I mean, I know it, but not because I know the CIA was involved in it.
Well, Gloria Steinem was proud of it. Oh, the CIA wanted to help me help women.
No kidding.
So they funded it, yeah. And of course, it's divide and conquer.
Right.
And what they do is they focus in, obviously, on real problems. Women were getting shafted in many ways, but the elite wasn't planning to help them. They were planning to really shaft them and take men away from them. Look at what they did with black families. You only had about 10% illegitimacy 50 years ago in black communities, and now it's over 90%. And look at welfare. We're going to give you some money, but you can't have a man in the house.
Right.
And so that was further to degrade the family.
Yeah.
Totally destroyed. And now illegitimacy is over 50% in the general population.
Right. Well, see the hope.
Now right there, what this guy Alex Jones said, that the whole purpose of Esau, man, was to take Jake out the house, and then the women be head of the house, man, and raise the kids up, man. That's why our kids destroyed right now today from that same agenda that they pushed. Women being over the household, raising the kids, and you got these kids growing up without fathers, okay, because most of the fathers was locked up. And the women's putting them on child support. This is Isaiah chapter 3, verse 12. And it reads, as for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee call thee to error. And talking about the Edomites lead them. They which lead them cause them to err and destroy the way of thy paths. Okay? That's what's going on with these women, man. Okay, they want to be head of the house. Now when they say, as for my people, children are their oppressors, they're talking about the Edomites. Okay? The Edomites are the oppressors. Okay? And women rule over them. Women rule over the men now, and Esau is the oppressors, man. That's a twofold scripture at the same time, because these children are the oppressors of these men, because the women put them on child support. Now, in Proverbs chapter 14 and verse 1, and it reads, every wise woman buildeth her house, but the foolish pluck it down with her hands. And that's what's going on, because they make a woman head of the household and they destroying the house, man. Okay? They destroying the house. Now this is Jeremiah 31 and 22. And it reads, how long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For the Lord Yahweh hath created a new thing in the earth, a woman shall compass a man. And that's why you got women driving 18-wheelers, women being senators in Congress, women being judges, correctional officers, polices, okay, doing the same job as men, pushing the women rights movement, okay, equal pay, and so forth, man. This is what the Rockefeller, this is what the Rothschild of Rockefeller, this is their agenda, man, to put women over men.
The thing is these people control the money, so they make all the rules. You understand? And they put whatever rules they want into effect. And the truth.
And that's what Maya Amshar Bauer said. Let me control the money. I care who make the laws. Okay, like Aaron Russo just said, man. They control the money, man. Okay, the 1%ers, your Rothschilds, your Rockefellers, they control the money, man.
The truth is, America has really become a socialist, communistic country, and everybody says it's a capitalistic country. It's not a capitalistic country. You know, how can it be capitalistic when you have a central bank? That's the first. It can't be. You know, the money.
It's a planned economy.
It's a planned economy. It's a phony. If they want to create prosperity, they just print dollars. They just make dollars or put digits into the economy, and now you have prosperity. You don't have real prosperity. You don't have real manufacturing. You just have money being injected in. It's an infusion of credit,
Which only makes the government go into more debt.
to more debt. But the point I'm trying to make is that by creating this Federal Reserve System, the government now became dependent on these private banks for money. And they started taxing us, you see. And so now what happens is that in 35, I believe it was, Social Security started. And they gave you Social Security cards, said not to be used for identification. The Social Security number right on the card, right? And through Social Security, they started deducting money out of your paycheck. That was the first time they were ever could take money out of your paycheck, because people agreed to it because they thought it was going to their retirement fund. And so then when they instituted the income tax again, they started taking money out of your paycheck because Social Security could do it. And then they could do it again. You see what I'm saying?
And so now they've even taken control of the tax payment itself. I mean, we really like you're a slave. They're
Right.
taking it right there when you make it.
Exactly.
They don't even trust the public enough to go
Send them
and
a
pay it
check.
themselves, you know?
Right. So they take it out automatically because they know people aren't going to want to pay it. So what's happened is that through the implementation of the Federal Reserve System, the government has become invested in these bankers, and they get their money from the bankers. And so then they impose a tax on us, which makes us more slaves, makes it more difficult for us to survive, right? Giving them more profits. And now what's happened is that through the Federal Reserve System, the bankers have pretty much taken control of our government. It doesn't matter Republican and Democrat anymore because they're both the same. Neither one of them are talking about shutting down the Federal Reserve System or stopping the payment of taxes, or any of the big issues that face Americans, right? So I had a friend, Nick Rockefeller, okay, who was one of the Rockefeller family, and he, when I was running for governor in Nevada, he came to me, introduced himself to me through an attorney, and we became friends. We started talking about things, and I learned an awful lot from Mr. Rockefeller. And one of the things that we used to talk about was the ultimate plan of the banking industry, what they wanted to accomplish. And the goals of the banking industry, not just the Federal Reserve System, but the private banks in Germany and England, all over Italy, all over the world, they all work together. They're all central banks. And they're all part of the Communist Manifesto. Central banking is one of the major planks of the Communist Manifesto. We talk about America being a capitalistic country, but yet at the same time we have a central bank that plans everything for us, right? And the graduated income tax is another plank of the Communist Manifesto, right? So right there you have two major planks of the Communist Manifesto that have been brought in because of the Federal Reserve System, okay? So the ultimate goal that these people have in mind is the goal to create a one world government run by the banking industry, run by the bankers, and they're doing it in sections. The European currency, the euro, and the European Constitution is one part of it. Now they're trying to do it in America with the North American Union, right? And they want to create a new currency called the Amero, right? And the whole agenda is to create a one world government where everybody has an RFID chip implanted in them. All money is to be in those chips, right? There'll be no more cash. And this is getting me straight from Rockefeller himself. This is what they want to accomplish. And all money will be in your chips. And so instead of having cash, anytime you have money in your chip, they can take out whatever they want to take out whenever they want to. If they say you owe us this much money in taxes, they just deduct it out of your chip digitally.
Total control.
Total control. And if you're like me or you, and you're protesting what they're doing, they can just turn off your chip. And you have nothing. You can't buy food. You can't do anything. It's total control of the people.
And that chip's connected to a database that has your purchasing records, what you do, what
Everything.
you sell.
Everything is in there. And so they want a one world government controlled by them, everybody being chipped, all your money in those chips, and they control the chips, and they control people, and you become a slave, you become a serf to these people. That's their goal, that's their intentions.
And that's Aaron Russo exposing the whole agenda for the Illuminati, for the elites, the one percenters, to chip everybody like cattle. Okay? To chip everybody like cattle. That's their whole agenda. Because they control the money. And this is Proverbs chapter 11, verse 28. And it reads, He that trusteth in his riches shall fall, but the righteous shall flourish as a branch. Okay? This is Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verse 10. He that loveth silver shall not be satisfied with silver, nor he that loveth abundance with increase. This is also vanity. Now when it say he that loveth abundance with increase, meaning they always usury, man. Okay? They're usury on money. Okay, they always you have to pay extra rates, man, like usury. Usury is interest, man. Okay? That's why I say, he that loveth silver shall not be satisfied with silver, nor he that loveth abundance with increase. Okay, meaning usury, man. Okay? They love making people pay interest, man. That's where they get rich off making people pay interest, man. Okay, on everything. Okay, this is First Timothy, and this how they gonna get a lot of people, man. First Timothy chapter 6 verse 10. For the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and piercing themselves through with many sorrows. And that's another form of taking the chip, man, piercing yourself through. Because when they push that RFID microchip and you got money in the bank, how you gonna be able to get your money, man, without getting the chip, without piercing yourself through with the RFID microchip? You will not be able to get your money. So these Edomites, man, it's all about controlling the people, man. This is First Timothy chapter 6 verse 17. Charge them that are rich in this world that they be not high-minded, nor trust in uncertain riches, but the living power, who giveth us richly all things to enjoy. To say that they do good, that they be rich in good works, ready to distribute, willing to communicate. So he said, nor trust in uncertain riches, man. And that's what the elites do, man. They trust in their riches, man. Okay, this is Psalms 49. And I'm going to start at verse 6. It say, they that trust in their wealth and boast themselves in the multitude of their riches, none of them can by any means redeem his brother, nor give to a power a ransom for him. So you can't save yourself or your brother with riches, man. Okay, verse 16. It say, be not thou afraid when one is made rich, when the glory of his house is increased in riches, man, by usury. Okay? For when he die, he shall carry nothing away. His glory shall not descend after him. Hey, riches will get you nothing but vain things, man. Okay, material things, man. You can't get the kingdom of heaven. That's why he said in Matthew chapter 6, man, store not up treasures on earth, where moth and rust do corrupt, man. Okay, this is Psalms 52 and verse 7. It say, lo, this is the man that make not God his strength, but trusted in an abundance of his riches, and strengthen himself in his wickedness. That's usury, man. You don't supposed to do usury. Okay? You don't supposed to do it, man. It's wicked. Now I tell you, you don't supposed to do usury to your brethren, but to an outside race, you could do usury. Now these Edomites, they doing usury to their own brethren and to the outside races, man. Okay, they just wicked with usury, with interest. This is reading again. These Edomites is wicked, man. This is Psalm 52 and 7. This is the man that make not God his strength, but trust in the abundance of his riches. and strengthen himself in his wickedness. And that's what they do, man. They trust in their riches, man. And it's not going to save them. This is Job 21 and 13. And it reads, they spend their days in wealth and in a moment go down to the grave. And that's what's going to happen to the Edomites, man. They spend their days in wealth, but in a moment go down to the grave. This is Job 27 and 13. This is the portion of a wicked man with God, and the heritage of oppressors, which they shall receive of the Almighty. If his children be multiplied, it is for the sword, and his offspring shall not be satisfied with bread. Those that remain of him shall be buried in death, and his widows shall not weep. Okay, their portion, man. The portion of the wicked is death, man. Okay? They've been destroying the people, man, through usury. Okay, this is Job 24 and 18. He is swift as waters. Talking about the wicked, the Edomites. Their portion is cursed in the earth. Okay? Their portion is cursed in the earth, man. This is Job 18 and verse 14. And it reads, his confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle, and it shall bring him to the king of terrors. Who the king of terrors? Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah. Okay? It shall dwell in his tabernacle because it is none of his. Brimstone, it say brimstone shall be scattered upon his habitation. His roots shall be dried up beneath, and above shall his branches be cut off. His remembrance shall perish from the earth, and he shall have no name in the streets. And that's going on now, man. He shall neither have son nor nephew among his people, nor any remaining in his dwellings. Okay, and that's what happened to the Edomites through their the opioid epidemic, their suicide rate, okay, their ODing rate, and they are dying faster than they can reproduce, man. That's why I say again, he shall neither have son nor nephew among his people, nor any remaining in his dwellings. Okay? He shall be driven from light into darkness and chased out of the world. His remembrance shall perish from the earth, and he shall have no name in the street. And that's happening right now, man. Because Edomites, the rulers of the earth, man, start with the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, they is destroying everything, man. Because they have control over the money. Wicked. They got our women out of order. Okay, our women are out of order, man. They want to control the house. Like I just read in Proverbs 14 and 1, a wicked woman will tear down the house, man, because they would first thing they scream out, they don't need a man. They make more money than the man do. They don't need a man. They control their own life. Okay? Genesis 3 and 16 said, a woman shall be under her husband, man. 1 Corinthians 11 and 3. A man is over the woman, but these women nowadays, man, because of Esau Edom, has destroyed our women and got them, got their head all swole up. Okay? Their head swole up. They want to be head of the house, man. That's why these kids growing up wicked, man. Okay? Most of these young men out here, these young men, these teenage boys growing up homosexual, man, and turning to transgenders. Okay? The girls growing up lesbians and bisexual because of they only had a mom in the house and the father ain't there, man. And Esau did that, man. Like the man said, man. Okay, making the woman head of the house and pushing the man out. That's their agenda, to destroy, to divide and conquer, man. But payback, that's why we need Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, man. Because we are destroyed, man. Our people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, man. This is James chapter 5, verse 1. Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your misery that shall come upon you. He said, your misery shall come upon you, man, for what you have done to the nation of Israel. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you. That's talking about all the other nations, okay? All the other nations, man. And shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Okay? And it tell you in Revelation, man, that all the other nations is going to make you naked and desolate and burn you with fire. And that's talking about them ICBMs, man, them intercontinental ballistic missiles being shot over here to North America, man. Okay? And Israel. They're going to be shot on Israel as well. It reads, ye have heaped treasures together for the last days. Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, crieth, and the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai of Sabaoth, man. Okay? So the Lord hear the cries, man. He hear the cries of his people, man. That sigh and cry day in and day out, week in and week out. Ye have lived in pleasure on the earth and been wanting. Wanting mean pleasure. You have lived in pleasure on the earth and been wanting. You have nourished your hearts as in the days of slaughter. You have condemned and killed the just, and he doeth not resist you. Okay? Ye have condemned and killed the just, the just. Okay? And you doing that, man, through the chemtrails, GMO foods, contaminated water. You got these wicked police killing Jake in the streets. You got giving the babies autism through your vaccine shots, your flu shots. You have condemned and killed, man, the just, man, meaning the righteous, the innocent, man, for your gain. It tell you in Proverbs, man, that y'all do that, that the wicked do that for a sport, man. Okay? They kill for a sport, man. And because it's in their power to do so. This is Micah. This is Micah chapter 2, verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in their power of their hand. Because they can do that, man. Because they got the money and the resources to do whatever, man. It say, and they covet fields and take them by violence. Meaning y'all just take whatever y'all want, man. Okay, y'all go into countries and take over and build up military bases. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. Now you taking people houses, man, that's been grandfathered in from generations down, passed down, man. Y'all taking all that, man. It say, and houses and take them away, so they oppress a man and his house, even a man of his heritage. Okay? This is what y'all do, man. And then y'all do what? Y'all call the lands after y'all own names, man, when y'all take it over, man. Okay? This is what the Edomites do, man. Divide and conquer, man. Destroy. Rape, rob, pillage, man. Okay? But it's a big payback coming to you Edomites, man. That's why the Lord said he had made Esau bear. Okay? Jeremiah 49:10. He had made Esau bear, man. Everything is being exposed now. The truth is out. That's why the Lord say, wait on him till he rise up to the prey. Because it's going to be a big payback. Lord's witness is edifying. I'm going to say all praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rekah, Kodash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of great millstone over well. And a sincere salutation to all the occupants, pushing the truth throughout the four winds of the earth, breaking up the hope for the elect. Shalom.